All right. Hey everyone, episode 5 of Putting You in Your Place with Scott Bunn. Man, I'm excited today. I got some guests here I've had in mind since I started the show. I got the Glazed and Confused guys here, Derek Nowlin, Jordan Taylor. We're going to just talk about entrepreneurship, the challenges that they face every day, why get into the donut business, why they chose to do that, and some topics around just life. So today I'm just Derek, Jordan, give them a little bit about who you are, your background, and just kind of give them a little taste of just who you are.
Okay. I'm Derek Nowlin, and most of the guys that will be watching this, I know you personally. Born and raised here in Christiansburg, Virginia. Shortly after high school, I left for the military. Spent 9 years in the Army. I deployed once to Iraq, twice to Afghanistan. Upon returning home for my third tour, I felt that the military wasn't fun for me anymore. And I say that lightly because I didn't want it to sound like it was selfish for me to get out, but I felt like it was the right time to do so. So once I got out of the military, I went back to school, and then I decided to move back home. And upon moving back home, I met so many young entrepreneurs like Scott, so many different people who were plugged into the community and who were doing great things, and I wanted to be a part of that. I just didn't know what direction to go. So Scott helped me sell my home in Charlotte, North Carolina, and purchase a home here locally in Dublin, Virginia. And that kind of set up, building rapport with some people to get connected, to do things like podcast shows, owning a business, being able to acquire knowledge about rental properties and things like that. So Scott has been, fundamental in trying to bring me that knowledge and share it with people. So I'm thankful for the relationship I have with Scott. Recently, 2 months ago, myself and my brother Jordan, we were presented the opportunity to purchase the Glazed and Confused Donut Shop. We debated back and forth a lot because I was like, no at first, because first we didn't think it was obtainable. We didn't think that we had the capital or be in a position to acquire a business. And then we didn't know anything about donuts other than that we are consumers. But it wound up being a very, very good business venture. And I'll get into that in a minute about the peaks and valleys we've already experienced. Maybe it'll help somebody else trying to make that decision. So,
yeah. And I'm Jordan Taylor. I was raised and born in Dublin, Virginia. Went to Pulaski County High School, former athlete at the high school. I didn't have no amazing story like him going to the military or anything, but as soon as I got out of high school, I went straight into the workforce and just worked myself up to where I'm at now. Have a family. I got 2 kids, one on the way. That's pretty much it.
Right on. Well, so I've had an influence in both of these guys. Not directly with Jordan, but I put Derek in his place. And Jordan's about to purchase a home I have listed. I know you were the one that kind of knew about the opportunity, and you brought it to Derek.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you figure out the opportunity? And you guys just take me through the process of buying a donut shop.
Well, I will start off from the beginning where I think it was last year, me and Derek, we talked about actually owning a business together. We was actually thinking about buying a franchise in the Chick-fil-A, and he applied and all that. And no, nothing really worked, and we was talking about investing into other stores. And then one day I was on Facebook, and I saw the donut shop was for sale, so I screenshot it, sent it to Derek, and Derek was like, how much is it? And I was like, well, I'll talk to the guy. I called him. We talked. I told him to contact Derek, and then we started talking about business ever since. And then
I was actually at work when Jordan contacted me, and he said, this is a business opportunity. Jump on it. So initially when I called the previous owner, he was already frustrated from all the calls that he was getting, the volume, and that he didn't think that people were taking him seriously.
Yeah.
So when I called him, I stepped away from work, and he said, "You want to know about the business?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "What do you want to know?" And I was like, I know you're getting a lot of calls, but I'm very interested. I don't want to waste your time." He told me everything, and I said, "I would love to come and meet with you in person so that you can see that I'm honest and I'm interested." Jordan and myself went and met with the previous owner, Daniel Schaus. He sat down with us. He was very welcoming. He had us come into the shop, and the first thing that he did, he said, "Pick any donut that you want." Yeah. And that day I picked a orange creamsicle donut, a cake-based donut.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I had not tasted the freshness of the batter, the dough. You could smell it coming from the shop, and it felt like it was something that was welcoming.
Yeah.
So once he did that, that was a big sales point to Danny, because your product should speak.
Yeah.
So everything looked neat. It looked clean. I love the decor. How he had it set up kind of gave that like kind of country feel. He had a lot of memorabilia on the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome, because I get hung up on particulars sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'd spend a week trying to figure out what we're going to put on the wall.
Sure.
And Jordan would be like, "Don't worry about the wall." So we have to have a balance of that. The shop was already in place. The business had been there. The community of Dublin and the NRV knew that the donut shop had been there, and the people in the community loved the taste of the donuts because of the process that goes into making them.
Yeah.
And I think, we can talk about that. So initially, after the meeting, we had the donuts. Danny took us through the shop and explained everything kind of fast, and I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking about was, how do we keep up with production? We're going to rely on employees to help us with this, but also,
how do we even run a business?
how do we run this?
Yeah.
How do we even obtain the capital we need to even purchase this business? Mm-hmm. As soon as we got outside, it was a sunny day. I'll never forget it. I was still skeptical. Jordan looked at me and he said, "Dude, this is it."
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Derek, we've been waiting and praying on opportunity like this."
Because that last year, we was like, we will own a business in 2019.
I told Jordan that.
We still have the messages and everything.
And the text messages. I told Jordan, I said, and many of you know, if you followed the podcast, I'm sorry that we haven't been keeping up with that. It's just that the business has really taken a lot of time. Me and Jordan both work full-time jobs. So some days are 17, 18-hour days for us.
Yeah.
I'll go in the donut shop from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Jordan may do the same thing, and then we go work a shift from 5 to 5. And that's what I want to tell people about what we do. I've already cried. I can admit that on camera. I have come home from the donut shop at nights, and I've actually, as a grown man, I've sat in my living room, and I have cried because I could not figure out why I was so frustrated, how I was going to be able to keep up with everything that we have going on. There may be personal things that are going on. You may have issues with a vendor. You may have put an order in and, I forgot to get one thing. Now we have to figure out how we're going to make do that entire week without that item.
Yeah.
And those are learning points, and it's going to happen. You have people one thing I will say, I'll back up. I'm getting off topic. After we met with Danny, Jordan said, "Hey, we need to do something. Derek, go ahead and start this process." One thing I can thank Daniel for is he wrote down an itemized list. He said, "You need to start at A and finish at Z. In order, these are things you need to do to buy this shop."
Yeah.
So as soon as he gave me the list, those were the first things I started doing.
It sounds like he believed in you guys.
He did.
For sure.
And from what we've had conversations on, he's actually still supporting you
Very
with
much.
the business.
Yeah, still to this day, Danny messages me and gives me a lot of advice on the business.
Didn't he even run over when you had that employee situation and help you actually make donuts?
Yeah.
I was
Like that, unbelievable.
I was at my job, my full-time job.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have security cameras and things in place. Normally, we can see when the employees are coming in, what time they come in, and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
It's for, because sometimes
It's late at night.
it's late at night, and
Yeah.
we may have one person there.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
So Danny texted me, and he said, "Hey, man, there's nobody making donuts right now." And I said, "What?" Danny got out of bed. After selling us the business, it wasn't his responsibility.
Yeah.
It was not his baby anymore. But one thing Daniel told me was, Derek, I want to drive by here in a year and I want to see it open. That's what let me know that Danny was not just trying to unload this.
Yeah.
He wanted to see it open. Danny started the business from
the ground
the ground up. He slept in that shop
Yeah.
to be able to produce donuts. When he ran out, he would close down for a minute, make more donuts for the stock, and then he would open back up. So
Yeah.
I know the frustrations and the adversity that he felt.
Yeah.
I did not walk into that. What I walked into was a little bit of different adversity. When that happened, when we did not have that particular person there working, that was our initial opening day under new owners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Danny said, hey, I'll meet you at the shop. I got off at 5 o'clock that morning. Danny said, listen, you can stand there and stare at the walls and try to figure out what the hell just happened, or you can come in here and help me make donuts. Don't worry about tomorrow. We need donuts today.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So from that first night, me and Danny were in there.
We was
Making
only open
donuts.
a day that week.
We were only open
One day.
one day that week, and we do apologize about that. That one day, we got donuts out thanks to Danny. Danny said you can either take 3 days and do some hiring and open back up, or 3 weeks. And it made more sense to take 3 days.
Yeah.
Let's just shut down. We had inspections that were due. I had insurance people coming in. I had interviews to run. We had vendors to contact. We had a list of things that we were still doing.
Yeah.
And in those 3 days, we pulled together resources. And I want to say thank you to Demetria Gathers, Antonio Claben, Nicole Slaughter, Tracy Dillon,
Tracy Dillon.
Nikki. I'm probably forgetting some people, and I'm sorry.
Just everybody.
Everybody that helps and comes into that shop.
Honestly, the entire community.
The entire community.
Honestly,
Yeah.
when people are coming down from Christmasburg, to your shop, when they're thinking Dublin, they're thinking Glazed and Confused,
Right.
just because of who you guys are. Unbelievable support. Even from the guy that sold you the business, he could have just been like, "Hey, man, figure it out." And man, so like people believe in you. People care about you guys, and honestly, man, pray that never goes away.
I do.
And you guys will always be successful there, if that's the case.
Right.
So you want to get into a business together. It was donuts. What does this lead to? I mean, because this, this obviously you're looking way in the future. This is something that maybe you can, me and you had this conversation about legacy.
Right.
This is a stepping stone to further your family,
Right.
Financially, community impact. Just talk about that and like what you think this is going to be for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little.
Yeah. That's just a testament to who you are because you see
This,
it. You feel like what this is going to be for you and your family in the future.
This thing is bigger than me and Jordan. I told Jordan if I had somebody that had the opportunity when I was 25 to come to me and say, "Hey, man, I got a business opportunity," man. And the way I saw it, I said, Jordan, win, lose, or draw. If we have $100,000 or we have two, we split it down the middle and we try something else.
Yeah.
The knowledge we've gained
Yeah.
from this is more valuable than the support, the knowledge, people coming in, faithful customers coming in, telling us we love the donut. And that's a big thing, I would say, for anybody taking on a business that's already established. Create your own lane, but try to make the transition process as seamless as possible. Keep the same vendors if you can. Keep the same product. Have it taste the same. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
But when that transition process comes, the first people that are going to tell you something's different are the people that come in there every day. Because when they taste the donut, they're like, what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
Now you have to build a new customer base off of a new product. And I knew that from the beginning. Keeping the same materials, same vendors, if it has
the
something to do with
same
food,
name.
same name.
Yeah.
I didn't want to change anything because I didn't want people to see this is Gerald's Donuts. Well, who are they?
Yeah.
Who is this? No, I kept everything the same, And I talked to Jordan about it because I wanted that transition to be seamless.
Yeah.
I wanted them to come in, and the only thing that was different was a couple faces.
Yeah.
So that they felt like there was no break in what we were doing.
Sure.
And the reason why I never saw us being able to obtain something like this, but being local guys, it's a dream come true. There is so much hard work that goes into this that people don't see.
They don't see it at all.
Just to put out a donut, these are not coming out of a box.
Yeah.
We are taking the donut mix. We are adding the ingredients. It mixes for 23 minutes. After we take it from there, we cut it into force. Those force get wrapped. That yeast rises. Then we take that, re-roll it, cut our donuts. Then we put them in a proofer. They rise in a proofer. Take them out of a proofer. Let them dough rest.
Yeah.
Then we take it through the frying process. That's just to get it to be baked. Once a batch comes out, we weigh one. It should be 2 ounces. Perfect donut. 2 ounces, right? Even the white line across the middle, the skunk line. People want to see that. I didn't know what a skunk line was. Do you know what a skunk line is? I didn't. People want to see those type of things. We weigh the donuts. Then it goes to another process where we create the menu of 9 different flavors for that day. Some 3 to 4 flavors are continuous because that's what people want.
Yeah.
But
the staples of the deal.
Staples.
Yeah.
And then, we have a whole other team in another room that are producing the donuts that people love. So I want people to know that this process is made with love. You roll donuts all night, you'll feel like you went to the gym. I'm done. I have a huge metal pen roller, and you have to it's like making pizzas. Your dough needs to be a certain thickness. It needs to be, you don't want to overproof it because the gases are being released from it, and you want the dough to react. Every donut will react differently sometimes when it hits the fryer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but I would say, backing up a little bit, Danny was only not there during that night. Danny was there to help me contact vendors and to help me with menu items, to help me learn, hey, I have it down pat now. Hey, Tuesdays your order needs to be in for Fridays. Thursdays some of our drinks are being delivered. Friday, Coke delivers to us for our drinks. We got 4 or 5 vendors that you have to stay on top of, and this is a smaller shop.
Yeah.
So bigger businesses, I take my hat off to them because communication and inventory are huge.
Yeah.
If you don't have those 2 things, it's going to be, it's going to be difficult. But the legacy we wanted to leave, we want to create opportunities. I'm employing people that are my friends.
Yeah.
And I don't say that as if I'm over them. I consider myself an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that shop that we don't do that we ask of anybody else to do.
Right.
So you'll see us in there with our aprons on, rolling dough, making donuts.
Right
beside everybody else. And when the customers come in the morning and their favorite donut is out, there's a backstory to that.
Yeah.
I told Jordan, we want additional stores. We want people to believe in us and invest. We want to open up a Glaze and Confuse in Christiansburg.
Yeah.
We want a Glaze and Confuse in Radford.
And we want more than just donut shops.
So you're looking to get big.
Yeah.
You're looking to make a regional impact, not just this local first community that you started and impact. You really want to scale this out and be something, and then maybe that leads into other opportunities business wise.
Right.
Because we have a big family. And, and like I told Derek, and I've told a lot of people, when I think of this business, I don't think of just about me and Derek. I don't even think about money because we don't even we do not think about money at all.
Yeah.
We do not. Me and Jordan do not take any profit. The way we have it set up as a corporation, being the owners, we do not take a paycheck. We have our employees that are on payroll. I don't want to get into the legalities.
Yeah.
But me and Jordan said we're going to put in the work. Let this build. We'll work our full-time jobs to support our families.
Yeah.
Right now, Jordan has children. I want our kids, whenever we have them, to be able to go in the shop and work for the summer.
Sure.
I want to put Jordan at the other shop, and that's his store.
Yeah.
I want this to be something that 2 normal guys, and I feel like there's a million people out there who have great ideas to start a business, and the scariest thing to do is to invest that money and take that first step.
Just jump, right?
Jump, because the unknown is unknown. But guess what? I'm not afraid to say it. I didn't deplete my savings, but I came up with a lot of money and put it down that I did not know if it would ever come back.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you have to do if you're in that position. But there are tons of people in this community that will reach out and they will help.
Yeah.
They will help.
Yeah.
We have people that call us and say, "Hey, is there anything I can do?" And I want to get into real estate with Scott. I want to,
I've got a vested interest in both of you.
Right.
You go and make it. You guys go and make a big impact in the community. Then you're coming to me, and I'm able to help you get into investments. I'm able to help turn your money that you're working for every single day into passive income.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a very vital piece of it. Is you want to go and take a vacation, and you want to use some of the money that just came to you, the mailbox money, that just shows up, right?
You need mailbox money.
Mailbox money.
And we care about the community.
Yeah.
Definitely Pulaski County everywhere, because the county and the community and all that, we've had a lot of issues with younger kids getting in trouble, and I honestly, for future investments, I want to try to come up with something to help the kids.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I want them to look at me and Jordan and say, "We know those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two guys that are approachable, and they are just like I'm, just like anybody else."
I think you do. I think bottom line is y'all want to make an impact.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You want
definitely on other people about
Yeah.
opening up more businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
People that have those ideas, I want them to look and be like, "Oh, Derek and Jordan did it without knowing anything."
Yeah.
Right.
So if they can do it, like I'm using them as the example that hey, I can probably do it too.
Right. Right.
Like it's possible.
Right.
Thinking something's possible is everything.
It's everything.
And believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And if you go in a partnership, believe in your partner. Like
Believe
me
in
and
your
Derek
partner.
do.
Yeah. Like I know that Jordan can rely on me. I can rely on him, and that's huge.
Yeah.
You have to have that, and we've noticed that. We've been so tired we can barely keep our eyes open, and we've been in the shop for the amount of time we put in there is needed because it has to run a certain way, and we're doing everything we can. And I wanted to get on that topic right quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I want everyone. We apologize if there was a little bit of miscommunication as far as being able to supply the Pulaski County Band with our donuts.
Yeah.
We have spoken to a lot of people within the school system, and I want to apologize because I want everyone to continue to support Pulaski County schools, the band. I want you to buy the donuts that are in place for their program right now. We appreciate you still supporting us, but please continue to support all athletics, the car washes that they have, the fundraisers, anything dealing that they have. And I may kind of boxed it in. I don't know everything that they do, but the booster clubs, buy the cars,
all the arts,
not even just sports, athletics. Contribute to anything that's going on in the community, and we will all succeed. Yeah. So we apologize.
Yeah. So let's just get deep into that because
okay.
There's a couple of things that I've learned along the way. Number one is you guys are living it right now.
Yeah.
It's work to learn before you work to earn.
Yes.
Right. So you're learning. You're going through, you're making sure your people are paid, you're not getting paid, but you're learning.
Right.
This is that stage of your career in the donut shop.
Right.
So you just, as you're trying to scale out, know that, you're going to get to the earning stage, but you're definitely in the learning stage right now.
Right, sure.
Number two is, with the whole, Pulaski County thing is, don't react emotionally.
Right.
Before you got to be very calculated in the things. And even though the community showed up for you, the impact that you had, and whatever happened to you in my real estate business, I know that like I didn't get an opportunity to help you into your house, but I'm devastated by that.
Yeah.
But honestly, people are going to go and use other people. Right?
Yeah.
And people are going to go and consume other things.
Right.
And you just got to keep showing up and keep trying to earn as much business as you possibly can earn.
Right.
So like if you had it to do over again, even though that post really showed up for you, you probably would have taken a different route.
Yeah,
we would have.
And I made the post, and I probably should have talked to Derek more about it before I did it, but... Yeah. Like we said, I went off on emotions because I was just so upset because I thought it was more than just our name.
Our name, because our name is there,
yeah.
and it is a play on words. Glazed and Confused.
I
We
love
have
it.
Glazed Donuts.
Yeah.
And Confused. I'm a big movie buff and nostalgia from the 80s.
Yeah.
People that know, I have a list of movies that go around that era. Dazed and Confused, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Sweet 16, Breakfast Club. I mean, these are iconic things that people love, and I still love it.
Yeah.
So I thought that maybe, we were in a position where we were not being represented correctly.
Sure.
We do not want to associate anything with our business to deal with anything illegal, narcotics, or anything like that. We don't do any of those things. The only thing we produce are tasty donuts, and I want to emphasize that. And I understand that there are some parents that were concerned about that, and I understand that part. And once again, we apologize if anyone read our post, and we are very thankful for the support. But I did not want anything negative.
Here's what I love about what you did is he posted it and you stood up for him and stood in for him and like you were sharing that post.
Right.
You did. You might have like had a debate and like, hey man, like maybe next time we do this, but you still was like, all right, my partner did this.
We got to run with it.
We got to run with it.
Yeah.
And then you clarify and then you apologize for any miscommunications.
We did resolve it. I got on the phone with the president of the Booster Club or the fundraiser, and we pretty much discussed what happened, and it was actually just one guy. She called him a community member. He was in the fundraiser. He actually took it on himself to call us and be like, hey, the band director said y'all's name are too inappropriate for us to do business with you. But the band director never said that.
Never said it.
The schools never said it. The presidents never said it of the fundraiser. Nobody said it except for one guy. So when we heard that, we got upset.
Yeah.
Right.
And rightfully so. But now you've learned a little bit.
Yeah, I've learned. I should have just made the phone call first, figured it out, and then we could have resolved it there instead of going off emotions and posting the post.
It pulled everybody in.
Yeah.
Once that post is out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
Okay.
We had 133 shares.
There were people that came with pitchforks, and we appreciate that. I never want to discredit anyone's business or anything like that. I took it upon myself to have a local radio spot. Most people have heard our radio for our store.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that to bring more business and help our marketing. The confusion was the radio ad is played at the games. People are like, yes, I want donuts. There were donuts there. Now, I don't want to discredit the other business. I'm glad that they're in place. They're doing a great job. The only thing we wanted to do was to figure out, hey, why we were not being included. We solved that.
Definitely being us local.
Right?
I'm all for you positioning, and I think it's rightfully so that the community shows up for you and talks to these people to say, why aren't these donuts being put in play instead of these out of towners, and get you guys in there.
Right.
What I want to see for your business is that your product is being made 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
That you don't shut your doors down.
Right.
The only day you shut your door down is because of your belief in God, and Sundays rest.
Right.
And the rest of the time you're open.
Right.
And your product is being delivered. DoorDash is coming to pick you up.
I want to get to that point.
Yeah.
And I want people to. It's a good point you made, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott believes in me, and I appreciate that, because to have somebody believe in you means that I've shown Scott something that he's like, I would bank on Derek.
Yeah.
And we want to get to the point where we're having the opportunity to run more days. Mm-hmm. We are very small staffed, and without our staff, we could do nothing. That's why I thank them again. Yeah. If we did not have the people we have helping us, we cannot do what we do, and God has helped us. Mm-hmm. There's been so many situations that we've come into. When we continue to increase our staff, production will increase,
Yeah.
And we want to get to that point where we're running 5-6 days a week, and we're delivering to a minimum purchase order to deliver.
Yeah, because we've talked about that a lot.
We've talked about that a lot. We have people that are like, hey, we'll deliver for you, and getting involved in those things. I just didn't want to take on too much to where our production could not meet the expectations.
Yeah.
Right now, we're doing all we can to run the 4 days a week and have the donuts on those Saturdays where we've sold over 600 donuts by noon already.
Yeah.
And because we have a baker that is preparing and hand cutting all those donuts, a lot of people are like, you got to increase production. There's a fine line of increasing production, keeping the morale in my shop,
And the quality of
and the quality.
Yeah,
You can't just produce to push stuff out, and I can't push my employees too hard. I got to retain them.
Yeah.
You know, I need them to stay.
Sure.
So we're trying to work a fine balance between meeting the expectations of the customer and also not putting out a product that's rushed.
Something that I've been coached into, and something that I believe as I'm hearing people above me that have created businesses, you know, as they're preaching, you know, business, right? Is that the business can only be successful if it works for more people than just the owners.
Yes.
You know, like you gotta get big. You gotta supply livelihood to people. You know, not on just a part-time basis. Once you can start supplying full-time income to other people, you know, that's when it really gets real. That's when like you guys can profit. You can have a little life balance, and then other people are winning too, and that's really when things take off. Is when you've leveraged other people, and they don't have to go do another job. You know, they don't have to, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, they don't have to go and supplement an income at another part-time job because you supplying it. You know, that's when really things get good.
And I tell Jordan all the time, our employees, we do our very best to take care of them, and we want to make sure that not only they want to work for us, but they take pride. When the donut cases are loaded and they look beautiful, know that you had a part in that.
Yeah.
Know that people are coming and enjoying what you're doing, and we try to make sure that we take care of them on all levels, you know. And I think leadership starts with your employees or whoever works for you. They have to believe in you.
Yeah.
They have to believe in the product. They have to believe that what they're doing is helping. And I think that being able to have people work full time, and like you said, they're not going and supplementing their income.
Yeah.
I would want to pay people more than what I can right now. It's just that we can't.
Yeah.
And they do understand that.
Yeah.
But they're able to support their families.
So as long as you got the vision of understanding what that's got to be before you can scale, before you can expand out, like this business has to work for the employees of the business as it does need to work for you too.
Right.
You know, and I think if you keep all that in mind, you're going to be tremendously successful because the community is behind you. Right. You know, we're going to keep showing up for you. You know, you're doing the right things. I think everybody's proud of you guys. So let's just transition a little bit. Marketing strategy. Like I see your Instagram. You know, you got about one post a day. It's more like the donut feature, and I talked to you about this. Like, you guys need to turn the camera. You need to turn the camera on you, because like realistically, people are showing up for you a lot more than they are the donut. You know, the product sells itself, right?
Right.
But with the right marketing and media strategy around that business, you're gonna be able to expand.
Right.
You're gonna be able to put people on full time.
Right.
You're gonna be able to bring employees in that you can really make an impact for.
Right.
So I think you turning the camera on yourself just a little bit.
Right.
You know, maybe make an extra post a day or like an Instagram special. Instead of just all the platforms, hey, if you come in, like, hey, if you mention this Instagram post, we're giving you, you know, a $9 dozen. Or some good strategy behind social media that's not just, hey, you're going to come in today.
Right.
You're going to come in today. You know, after 5 o'clock, you're just going to get the discount.
Right.
No, not anymore. Like, you got to be looking at our Instagram. You got to tag Glazed and Confused.
Right.
And we're going to be monitoring this hashtag.
Right.
You know, to then give the discount.
Right.
You know, like I think you're doing the basics, but you need to enhance. You need to enhance your social media game. I think.
Yeah.
So, and I'm guilty of this too. Like I'm being coached, and like we're trying to figure out all that same stuff.
Right.
So like I'm trying to give you the game plan that I'm being coached into, and I'm debating, and I'm like trying to execute. So like my learning experiences can be valuable to you guys.
Right.
And I hope y'all call me up. Yeah, you know, I hope you call me up.
I want this to continue to run, not just this platform, what we're doing today, but I'll reach out to Scott. Scott told me, Derek, turn the camera. You also told me, hey, make more posts throughout the week. We can't just post.
It's not just a menu item in the donut. It's like, you know, hey, today we got this. We want you to come try this out.
Right.
Like this is something that we're working on.
Right.
Like this is a new development we're thinking about, and then just get engagement.
Right.
You know.
And I'll tell you what it is. I think initially, I can be honest. I was a little bit afraid to have my face out there initially as a new business owner because I wanted people to see the product, and I think I got more worried about the product than the actual people that are involved in it. Yeah. I want you to know who our baker is. I want you to know who our floor manager, Samantha Kelch. Shout out to her. She has been doing amazing jobs at helping us create leads, connecting us with vendors, solving issues that we may have that we don't have time to get to, marketing things. Yeah. So we have branched out to different people, and any suggestions, we like those.
Please, just message
Hey, look,
us.
you know, you got a direct line to me.
Yes.
Anytime,
Yes.
like you call me up. Hey, man, we're pissed off. We want to do this. What do you think? You know, like on that, that type, or like strategies around like how to get around somebody not because I've had people that I love and care about decide that my real estate service they want to go do something else. Right. Like they want to use somebody else. Like I've been through the emotional. I've been all through the emotions. Yeah. So like I know how to get past it and Dr. Phil you into
what is that thing you told me?
What's that?
The most important thing about my personality. Scott told me last year when I closed on my house, if somebody says something about you and you happen to
you can't take somebody anything that's said in private about you, you can't take that
for anything.
Yeah.
Because I was never intended to hear it.
Yeah.
That bothered me to my core when Scott told me that. But it's true. And I think with my personality, I had to adopt that and really own it because I know things are going to be said. There's going to be things that are done, and even if I happen to stumble upon something that is said, remove the personal aspect from it.
And hey, now you're in a world where publicly you could be in it.
Yes.
So publicly somebody could say something about you, but never take that negative and take it more negative. Right. Always take that negative and use it as a platform to be positive.
Right.
To say, oh wait, I'm devastated. This you're not happy about this. Oh, let me see if I can correct this in a way that makes sense for everybody.
Right.
Like I am very good at outside the box looking in because I've been in the box. I've been in that box. So use me as much and as often as you possibly can because I'll be a good I can counsel you. I think I can give you guys direction on how to take things in a way that's going to be successful because I've been trying to build this business for 12 years.
Right.
And this is a customer service based business, one of the toughest customer service based businesses you can be in because everybody gets emotional in this. Yeah. You know this.
Right.
You had your first deal fell through.
Yeah.
That's emotional.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't our fault either.
Exactly. So you had money invested too.
Yeah.
So like that's
there
I live that 50 to 80 times a year. So I get how to manage people and to take a negative into a positive. So use me as a resource as often as you can.
Right.
Because I would love to be valuable for you in that way.
Right.
So yeah, just remember that, because I'm here for you.
So the other day, I know we was talking about the marketing and stuff. So the other day, we had an idea at the very beginning of people coming in and arm wrestling me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Saturday, he made about 700 donuts, and we was sold out by 11 o'clock.
Right.
Usually what we do when we sell out, we close the doors.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
And you got to get away from that. You got to have another product that keeps the doors open.
Yes.
Right.
So when he was like, go down to the shop, clean everything up, shut it down. And I was like, sitting there, and actually my wife helped me. She helped me through this. She was like, how about instead of closing the doors, you go back in there, you make more donuts, and you sell them the rest of the day. So what I did is I called him, and I was like, hey, I'm going to make half a batch, 1.5 batches, and sell them. So when we get in there, me and my cousin and Tracy, we got all these donuts made. Then it just stopped. Nobody came in the store, nothing. I was like, we're about to waste all this money. So then what I did, I got on Facebook, and I was like, hey, $10 specialty dozens. I was like, and if you come and beat me in an arm wrestling competition, I'll let you name your price.
Yeah.
I had people come in. We sold the donuts.
They left work. to come, and it was a personal thing. It was a personal thing. They think we can take this guy out. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is
Check
he?
his Instagram.
You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't have showed up if you looked at his Instagram.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like who is he? Like, oh, you can't beat me. We had people contacting their husbands. Honey, I want donuts tonight. Go beat Jordan and bring home some donuts. And the great thing about it was, even
after I beat him, I was like, hey, I will still let you get a dozen for $5. You know? And they was like, no, we'll still pay full price because our customers are loyal. Yeah. And doing that, I felt like it created a bond between me and the customers.
Yeah. Right. You know, and this is something where I wanted to incorporate, hey, we want to announce.
Just look at that effectiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, it was about you. Mm-hmm. They was coming to see you. Mm-hmm. They came to see you, and then they bought the donuts.
Yeah.
Like, that's like
I'm coming out of retirement too. You know what I'm saying?
Next time I'm gonna do a push-up competition.
Hey, look, get him on the macros.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take care of everything. And listen. The
donut guys, the fit donut guys.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's funny you said that because when I first bought the business with Derek here, I had people contact me and was like, the biggest guy that I know is owning a donut shop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I
try not to eat a lot of it.
Right. And I make Jordan taste all of them.
Cheat day, man. Cheat day.
Yeah.
Cheat day. I make him taste all of them. I have a slogan. And you know what? I know, I'm going to say to my employees,
before you place it.
I know that I get on y'all's nerves, all right? I have OCD, and I want things a certain way. But I have a couple rules. Taste before you place. Mm-hmm. Make yourself a donut. We'll take the loss. Taste it. If it's not good to you, it's probably not going to be good to the customer.
Yeah.
We can't make a donut and just put it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? We learned the hard way one time. We had mixed a flavor with a particular color. We needed to do that quickly because we had a high demand that day. We decided to mix the colors and the flavors and go ahead and place the donut. Something told me to go by the rack and taste one. Right? It was horrible. I had over 70.
He said it tastes like a crayon.
It tastes like a crayon. It did. It tastes like a crayon. I had 70 donuts plus that I could do nothing with.
Oh my gosh.
So you can imagine how I felt. It was Saturday. I'd worked the night shift the night before. I'm in there, almost cried. You know what I'm saying? I've never been more emotional than like this past year. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I called Jordan. I was like, listen, the donuts that we have, we can do nothing with, you know? And he was like, oh, man, my bad. So I scrapped those, and we created another flavor that we run normally. And so I have a display board. Yeah. We write our menu on it, which makes it effective because everybody in the room can see the menu board. Right? We know we need to create an initial display donut, and we need our backups from that. And I have notes there for the guys right there. Taste before you place. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, if we're low on an item, write it on the board so everybody can see it, and we know for the next week we'll have it in there. Right. So what I want to tell people is you're going to learn so much from day to day, and you're going to constantly find a new way to improve. Mm-hmm. We have changed stuff in that shop over and over and over again until we found something that works. Yeah. And we're going to continue to make adjustments. And now that we have our feet under us a little bit and we know that we can actually get the product out, now's the time where we're doing what you say. We're going to have a better presence on social media. We're going to include weekly challenges. Yeah. I want to have a thing called Donuts and DJ. Yeah. I want to have a DJ playing when people come in to buy donuts. And maybe that'll be a Saturday night thing. You can two-step, get a couple donuts, and, we're going to play, some great music. Right. And I want people to come in and be a part of that. We also want to let people know that if you do contact us, we do gender reveal donuts. Yes. We have come up with a plan to rent out our space. We've already got one person to contact us for events. If you contact us, you want to rent out our space, we will give you the information on how to do that.
Awesome.
So we have things that we're working on.
Keep thinking, keep innovating, keep.
When you're in a business, you got to keep thinking.
Yeah.
Every day I'm at my full-time job, in my head I'm like, well, if I try this flavor, it might work. If I try this marketing skill, it might work. So every day I'm thinking something to improve the shop and me and Derek.
You got to get people out of the habit of coming in after they know that you're discounting everything.
Right.
Yeah.
That.
Sure.
They're just going to come and get your day olds, and they're still as good. I mean, pretty much, right? So So like I like the strategy around that social. Like, hey, you got to be hashtagging us. You got to be helping us further our reach here for you to come in and get that 10% discount.
Will you tell them a little bit about what we sponsored here recently, where the woman came in, she purchased donuts, and if you go to that particular store,
Food Line.
Yeah.
So Food Line, it was a woman I used to work with. She contacted me and said that they was doing a thing where if somebody would take a picture in front of the Food Line store, that they would give a meal to an organization called Feed a Family.
Yeah.
And so she contacted us and was like, hey, I'm going to come and buy donuts to help the kids and all that.
in those families.
Yeah.
So
In those
not only
families.
getting meals, now you're getting a dessert too.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Yeah.
But,
So she told me what she wanted, and I actually gave her a discount just to help with that organization.
Sure.
So,
I mean, anything that can help you further your reach, and like I said, like when people think Dublin, they think Pulaski Yankees, Glazed and Confused, like whatever else is around there. That you want to be, you want to invade their space, their mind space, to
Yeah.
say, oh, we're going to Dublin. Let's stop by Glazed and Confused.
And that's what I told Derek. I was like, when I even want people that's not even from here to know who we are.
Yeah,
Right.
and that goes to YouTube. I mean, like
Right.
you want to reach and have an opportunity to get national about being the donut guys, then you guys go on, get something started on YouTube.
Right.
That's another stream of income. We're trying to figure this all out.
Right.
So like,
And that's a big thing that you just mentioned. Scott's been in his profession. Scott's an entrepreneur. Scott's been doing it for 12 plus years. The amount of frustration that you felt is 100,000 times more than mine.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, right?
It's a marathon.
So I have to prepare my mindset that it's going to be a marathon.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot every day to tie your boots up and go back at it when the previous day might not have been, that good. But what I tell people is, if anybody's out there and they wanted information other than just going to YouTube or something to try to figure out how to run a business, tap into Scott, tap into Jordan, tap into me.
Yeah.
I can literally tell you so many things that would be helpful and beneficial to starting the business, from the POS system that you want to run, the type of vendor that you want to do, and things like that. Me and Jordan never took a business course.
Yeah, I never even went to college. So.
We never did that, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible.
Yeah.
What's gonna what do they say? Work. There's a slogan about hard work beats
hard work beats talent all
any
day.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing we do put in. Jordan may touch 700 plus donuts a day with his bare hands. That's what's going in to keeping us successful.
Yeah.
It's doing things when you're tired,
Sweating it out.
and just figuring out a way. And I want to tell everybody, we will continue to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are excited to see you grow. We're one of your biggest fans, so just know that, and any way we can support you. Oh, I do want to, I offered this to you a month ago when we
Yes.
talked at your house.
Yes.
I want you guys to take a 12-month ad out on the moving truck. I'm giving you the space. All you got to do is pay for the graphics and get it wrapped. So you need to talk to, if you want that, like my moving truck is going to, we did 54 closings this year, probably half of them used that. So that would help, expand your brand a little
Right,
bit,
yeah.
just because it's on the road. So take advantage of that. Go to one of these sign companies and ask them how much they would charge you to wrap it.
Right.
Schedule a time, get it wrapped. 12 months, no charge. And honestly, as long as I don't have somebody willing to pay me for that spot after 12 months, then you guys will be there until I decide to rebrand the whole truck.
Awesome.
So
Appreciate that.
yeah, so take advantage of that.
Yeah, we take advantage of any opportunities that we get
Yeah.
thrown
Yeah,
at us.
we would definitely do that. And I want to say that once again, very thankful for people like Scott, people that will have us on their platforms, people that want to incorporate us in their fundraisers. I know a lot of people are reaching out to us for sports teams and fundraising and things. Please be patient with us. We have 100 plus things right now that we're trying, that people approach us about. We're not excluding anyone. We're just trying to narrow it down a little bit. Should we talk about Stewart? We won't do that. We'll leave that for another. But we have people that are friends of ours from Christiansburg, from the area, that want to come in and kind of use the shop to be able to provide donuts to nonprofits, to do certain things. we have some things coming up pretty
Yeah.
soon. And I think that that'll be very beneficial. And we appreciate the support from everyone. I'm just so thankful that the community is giving us a chance.
Yeah.
We're not successful without them.
Yeah.
So I'm more than thankful for that.
I think this was a great interview. I think this is gonna. I think when we get this canned out, put it in the can and distributed. And I want to get that. I want to get some of the pieces of this content out right away, just because you guys are a hot topic right now. So I'm really excited that we had this, that we were able to coordinate this, and that we didn't do it 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Like right now is the perfect time.
Right.
So, man, I love you guys.
Thank you, Scott.
And hey, best of luck, and thanks for being here. Really.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a question. Do you guys post anywhere when you sell out of donuts? Because I was asking around Pulaski because I have friends who live out there. Like, hey, what do you know about this place? And one friend, he's like, I really like them, but I've been there a few times, and I show up and they're closed because they've sold out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I've just driven like 20 minutes to get there.
And we apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, when we do close out, the very second that I get a text, I put a Facebook post.
Okay.
And we're trying to work things to mitigate how much we're closed. And like I said, the issue right now is we have our employees 100 miles per hour right now. And that's just to facilitate the 4 days that we're running. Mm-hmm. But I'll do a better job. Maybe I can post on Instagram.
Well, it's hard, too, because not a lot of people have social media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they do, they're not particularly following these guys yet.
Yeah, and they don't see the page and they come by and like, well,
I hate that. I get that a lot. Hey, this one guy, I lost a point on my reviews because a lady's father drove from Roanoke on a non-scheduled day that we were off on a Sunday. She has the ability to reduce my rating by giving a non-recommendation on a day that we weren't even open.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost an
told
entire...
us that we should be open.
And she told us, small business or not, fix it, get your act together. My father drove up there, and I went to school with this person. And I asked her, it is very disheartening for you to take me down a point because you have the authority to do so.
Yeah.
On a non-recommendation because I was not open on a day that we did not plan to be open.
That's one of those.
That seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to drive from Roanoke, that means you're open up Google Maps anyway to navigate there.
Exactly.
So you should be able to see, like, Google Maps will tell you, like, oh, this business isn't open on this day.
We have to
update that.
And
okay.
But it is
we do
on
have
the Facebook
hours and all
and
that.
we will try to get that. And that's another thing. Like, I didn't really get into that during when we were shooting. There are thousands of little aspects that I've been introduced to that go into this business that you wouldn't even think of.
And honestly, as a person that gets highly scrutinized and rated, don't even worry about. I mean, I had somebody give me a negative review and rating because I was educating them about agency. Like, hey, like...
That's Scott's word. Let me educate you about something.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that came off a little bit aggressive.
When you say educate, that means let me school you, okay? Because right now you're speaking on things and you don't have the correct information.
Right. So I did that, and like, I told her she was calling every agent in town. Right. And I told her, well, you can't really call everybody. Like you need to call one person. And I would love to be that person.
Right.
But you gotta pick a person and use them.
Right.
And not call everybody and run everybody around town.
Right.
And I didn't really say it like that, but that was the gist of it.
Right.
And so she, like I wanted to suffocate her into using the particular person she wanted to use.
Right.
She wanted to use, right?
Right.
So she didn't quite like that, and after she closed on a deal, which wasn't with me, she went to Zillow and gave me a negative review and rated me like 1 star. So like she didn't use my service. She was suffocated into being patient, and using the person that she wanted to use.
Right.
So for her to feel, I guess I made her feel a certain way, and I take responsibility for everything, right? So like it's all on me.
Right.
I don't give power to nobody.
Right.
Nobody has power over me.
Right.
If I made a mistake, I'll own the mistake.
Right.
And I feel I want to pass that to you guys too. Like, like if you take the responsibility of everything that comes your way, you take credit for all the wins and you take credit for all the losses, that there's no extenuating circumstance, that's freedom. That's freedom.
And I think me and Jordan have experienced a little bit. We've disagreed several times on stuff, I would say something, hey, Jordan, man, at Donut, and I'm this particular. When we place the donuts on our tray, we get 14 donuts on our display tray. 9 trays, 126 donuts.
Right.
When you lay them horizontally, they're all going one way. People like, there's a horizontal and a vertical way to place a donut. Yes, there is. And because I'm telling you, if you place one way and another one way, you're going to have this rigid effect. So I was like, Jordan, turn that donut. He was like, turn the donut for the face. Jordan was pissed.
Yeah.
Because I was telling him these things. He didn't understand at the beginning. Now, Jordan's like, turn that. Jordan's telling people, hey, man, get the toppings even around the top. All the things that we were doing. And then Jordan will tell me, he'll have to rein me in. I'll get ready to pop. And Jordan knows I am. He'll be like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And those are things that we've learned throughout this process about, you know what I'm saying, like going through those type of things. And I think that, Scott, I always tell people it's a wealth of knowledge. I even felt bad with Jordan's situation. I was so busy.
Yeah.
Jordan was telling me, hey, dude, I'm going to be out of the loop a little bit. We're trying to get this house. And I'm like, dude, great. Ask me questions. I've learned a lot from the 2 houses that I've done with you. Not even thinking, let me just get Scott on it. I wasn't even...
And honestly, look,
you know that's
my fault.
No,
that's my fault. Like, I should have been at the shop with my pens. I should have been using our network to put my stuff in your shop.
Yes, come to the shop.
And so that again, that's on me.
I kind of wish I went through because I went through some bullshit.
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
I know your story. I know because I know the agent, and I'm connected, as far as that whole thing goes. I know that you got into a flip. The guy flipped it quick.
And we didn't even know.
Exactly. And they should have known.
Yeah. And then they kept the appraisal money. They said we couldn't get it back. And then we had to give them another appraisal money.
Yeah.
Then we had to give them $1,400 because they said we had the USDA loan when we really didn't.
Right.
It was a mess. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I even went into it. I had my U-Haul truck was stocked. And Scott was like, dude, we're not going to be able to close on the date. So Scott was like, you got to figure it out. I was like, Scott, what am I going to do? I got my whole house in a truck. And Scott was like, extend the days, take the loss up front.
Yeah.
But Scott is not scared, to be honest with me, and that's what I need. Scott was like, take this money from your flip, hold on to it, add to it, and I will get you into another investment property.
The best thing you did was take that car back.
I took it back. Scott even told me. Scott's like, dude, you just told me you wasn't going to do this, and you did it. You know?
Challenger?
Yeah. And I was burning up the road.
Yeah, that thing was fast.
It was fast, and I loved it. I was burning up. But Scott was like, Derek, that's not the move. Scott said you got to get the money going first, then you go get your toy.
Yeah.
And thinking like that, having people that are not scared.
So when you get that mailbox money, that's when you go.
That's when I go. I will have another challenge.
I will too.
I'm getting it sideways. Once you start making profit, and I think that the reason why we wanted to tell people that. And you guys can edit that, or even edit.
We're still running this.
Oh, okay.
We might plug it in.
The reason why me and Jordan don't pay ourselves is because we want this bigger than just us getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about that.
You need to be investing back into.
We're investing and us not paying ourselves. That's keeping.
And we've had employees complain about their pay. And we're like, we ain't even getting paid, and we're working right beside you. Even more hours than you are.
And
just bear with us.
We promise. I told them I don't care if something happened. You'll get paid. That's why I work full time.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah.
And the shop that we keep the lights on and our orders are there and everything like that. Leaving your full time job to just do your business, that's a big step, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And another thing I'll say, I forgot a few names in the beginning. Jordan, you can help me because somebody's going to get mad if we don't say it. Scott, Danny, his wife, the insurance, Brad Alley, all of our vendors, anybody that's helped us out, Nikki, Tracy, Jason, Antonio, Samantha, Peggy, Nicole, Minchie, Christy.
I think that's pretty much.
Is that everybody?
I'm pretty sure.
Mac.
Yeah.
My
wife,
Morgan.
She was in there pregnant working.
The list goes on of people that help us to get these donuts out. So I wanted to list y'all's names so that you know that we're appreciative of everything that you do to help us. Sometimes I call you guys an hour before and ask you, can you do something? And you guys show up. So I appreciate you. Yeah.
Awesome. This was by far our best
Definitely the most interesting.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of outreach with the community. I have one other question. What kind of DJ are you looking for?
I'm looking for a DJ that could set up in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play. I'm a walking iPod. There's not really anything I don't
He
know.
likes all types of
I love country. I love house music, 80s, the old outlaw cowboy music, like the 60s, 50s. So I wanted somebody to come, sit down with me. We can create kind of a playlist I like to go off of because certain people want to hear the Eagles and Journey. I want that in there. So you might walk into the shop. We might have,
because Saturdays we could do that.
Saturdays, what I want to do
we
is
might extend the hours.
extend the hours. Have the DJ set up. Have the music to where you can hear it, but not too loud.
Mm-hmm.
Have the DJ doing his thing. We have the donuts. It would invite more people to come in. So I just wanted somebody that could sit down with me, maybe create a playlist I want to follow.
I mean, after 4 o'clock, you need to start pushing the ice cream.
Right, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Our
We
ice cream
just-
vendor,
yeah.
we have been working on that for months.
Yeah.
We finally got
Sam
that.
helped us.
Sam came in, Samantha came in, and got that done in 2 days.
Nice.
So we will have ice cream, and what we're doing, okay, I'm creative with the names. You will be able to come into the shop, select any donut that you want, signature. Jordan created the s'mores donut. It's over 3 ounces. It's huge. Jordan even takes the time to burn the marshmallows, okay?
With a torch.
With a torch.
Nice.
So you're going to be able to select any donut that you want and add a scoop of ice cream right on top of it for a certain price.
Wow.
So,
You need to come up. You need to come up with a brownie. You need to come up. I mean, I know that's a little bit more bacon.
heavy hitter.
You need a high margin thing. You
Right.
need a brownie, 2 scoops, and whatever toppings for like $6. I mean,
Right.
you need to model some of these national brands
Right.
on your ice cream because when the donuts sell out and you can't shut the doors down anymore, like
We still have other
you
items
got
to
you
sell.
got
Right.
different product.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you need to really
And that's another thing that we're running into. Because of how our employees work, we bake at 11:30 at night till 5 in the morning. We open the doors at 5. My baker then stays and takes care of her responsibility area cleaning. She works for 12 to 9. From 5 to 9, she's not only finishing up what she has to do, but she's greeting the customers.
so she sells.
She sells while
Yeah.
she's doing that. At 9 o'clock, my person that runs the register comes in and runs the register from 9 to 6.
Yeah.
So the overlapping part, and it's hard to add more employees because I'm like, hey, if I figure out how we can maybe rotate shifts,
Yeah.
maybe have one
And
baker.
if we did have more stuff to sell, like you said,
Right.
more items, and you could hire somebody else so they could make it, prep
Right.
it, and do all that.
Yeah.
If we had 2 people up front, you don't need
Diversity in your product line,
Right.
I know that's important.
Right.
Having more than one thing,
Right.
and I know you got different varieties of the same thing, so that kind of is diverse. But being able to keep the doors open until like 8 o'clock at night, or maybe even 10 o'clock
Well,
at
that's
night.
what I did Saturday, and we actually made the most we've ever made.
We had
since
our highest grossing
the
day
highest
last
gross.
Saturday.
Just by staying open three hours longer than we usually do.
Yeah,
And I think that what I wanted the community to see was
of course.
what Jordan does, he's great at. We bounce ideas off each other. Antonio is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
Tonio came in, he tells us what to do. And we call him sir. It's a big running joke.
Right.
We're like, you own it. We don't. You're the manager. And I say, yes, sir. And I salute him and he gets mad. But I need people like that, that come in and they take pride in it.
and they bring ideas.
They
and
bring ideas
different
'cause we're open
viewpoints.
to it.
Yeah,
I kid you not, Scott, the grand scale that I want this on is to have, I went into a smoothie shop recently and it was buzzing. Now the overhead had to be great because they had 15 employees in there,
yeah,
but they were able to keep up with the demand. So eventually, like you said, we want to keep maybe where we keep the doors open late and we can make 800-900 donuts a day. That'd be amazing.
yeah.
Right now, I'm so delicate to keep the doors open. I don't want to push the people too much because if I push them and where we don't have somebody, that puts me and Jordan at a deficit to where we can't leave our jobs the way that we may need to. And if I don't monitor the work rest kind of balance, maybe I fear it too much. But the biggest thing for me is, can we get comfortable to run the 4 days that we run right now? Can we get comfortable for that volume of Saturdays?
Yeah.
Like I said, I made 700 plus myself Friday night. Before noon, we were low.
Yeah.
That's 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not a monster Krispy Kreme.
Right.
They put, you know what I'm saying? We are hand cutting these, so I'm not making an excuse.
Yeah.
We're trying to get to where we can mitigate issues.
Yeah. I would always keep looking at the companies that are big and try to just rip off and duplicate what they've been able to achieve, even if it's just here locally.
Right.
You know, how do you keep your product being made all day, and how do you get it to the stores that you want to get them to?
Right.
You know, so you have to have a manufacturing plant, right? And you have to have a distribution model,
Right.
and so like try to start. You know, like for me, I'm always forecasting. I'm always kind of thinking on, you know, where's my next growth opportunity, and how am I going to scale that out to make sense.
Right.
You know, so just keep always looking up. I mean, keep always looking up and like
I think we're
asking
starting
asking questions. Like you don't want to be the local donut. The normal donut shop in this area is exactly what you guys are running. Every donut shop here, when they sell out, they close up. They don't have nothing but their own little store. They're subject to just one store. They don't have any desire or ambition to expand. It doesn't look like, because they're just working on like what they're just trying to perfect their process. You know, so they're saying all the same stuff that you're just saying. Right. So keep that in mind. Like, you are looking for a different model. You're looking to expand and scale. Right. You're not looking to be in a confined spot forever, and you want to expand this brand.
Right.
So really, you know, get there quick, get there responsibly, but always be looking up and questioning, how do I create a big company that makes an impact, not only for me but for the community. And helps me achieve my ultimate goal. Why did I get into this business? It's not really to run donuts. It's to be more than donuts. It's almost to transcend this shop, to have other opportunities.
That's what it is. You have to. I think we had to start somewhere, and this is something that can branch.
So
off
don't get stuck
in
the local donut shop model.
Right.
Don't think the local donut shop
and
model.
I've always said, like, to myself, don't ever stay content.
Exactly.
Always.
That's the right word.
Once you get content and you're like, okay, that's when it just stays normal. Or it goes
and I think that we are so on edge,
Yeah.
and we put so much attention to detail into this stuff. Me and Jordan know that we want barbershops.
Yeah.
I want duplexes.
Yeah.
You
need storage buildings.
I want to take over.
Yeah. You need storage buildings. You need need to invest. You need to invest in multifamily real estate.
Right.
You know.
And I want to get there. We will get there.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Everything I've said, you speak it. This came true. I said Scott was like, "Hey, Derek, I don't know. They're not budgeting on this house." And Scott was like, "Look, man, I'm gonna educate them. We don't need to go into this price." I was like, "Scott, I want the house." I told Scott I'm gonna revamp it.
Yeah.
Scott came back, started revamping the house. I told Scott I'm gonna start a podcast. Scott said by March of 2018, I want to see something, Derek. It was a little bit after March, but we started running it.
And honestly, it's good enough if you did it consistently to get major attention.
Right.
I mean, from the little clips that y'all put out, it's
I've
hilarious.
had people at Walmart say, "Hey, I saw your podcast show."
Yeah.
I pulled up to get pizza, and people are like, "Dude, what?" Like, you know, and I want people to see not only the comedic side for us to be creative.
Yeah.
I want them to see us as Derek has another side.
Yeah.
Derek is a business owner. Derek is a friend.
You're one of the funniest guys, hands down,
for sure.
I've ever met.
For sure.
And I want them to see. My mind is weird. My mind, I entertain myself.
Yeah.
And
That's me too.
My sister said, "Derek, you live in your head. I don't need other people to do that for me."
Right.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I've had in my head, the biggest thing, and I want to say this, I don't know if it's a passion of mine. This setup right here, I've dreamed of something like this forever. I have such complex content that if I can just get it out.
That's me too, man. I'm so creative here,
Yeah.
but I lack such ability out here.
Transitioning.
So, like, you know, and that's what Sky's so valuable for me is
Right.
I can throw ideas to him,
Right.
and he can throw this together.
Right.
You know. You know.
I'm telling
so look, I just went into the executive producer spot. You know,
Right.
like I get final cut on all this. He's the director and the manager.
Right.
You know, that can actually execute what I'm spitting out consistently to him.
Right.
So you just got to find somebody that can do
I
that for
need
you.
that. I have the content. I have a segment where we were going to run Neighborhood Nitrous, okay, to play on Street Outlaws. It's a huge show, right? Well, Jordan was going to bring his car to my house, and I was going to be dressed in bibs and stuff like that. And Jordan was pretty much going to be like, "You're going to run that junky truck against mine," and I was going to get up in his face, and Tonio's going to hold me back. And Jordan's like, "Whoa, dude, what's wrong with you?" You know? So eventually, Jordan's wife comes, right, and she's like, "Are we going to get this race going, or what are we doing?" And she's going to be like, "Jordan, I remember." He was staring at me in the grocery store, and I was like, "No, I wasn't. I don't know who you are." And Jordan's like, "You look at my wife." You know? I was like, "This is about racing." Well, she's like, "Yeah." And he looked at my body too, and I was like, I never. And then we were going to cut. Here's my vision. We were going to cut to individual interviews where people, like you see on TV, they're standing against a backdrop and they're like, "I've never looked at her. I don't know what she's talking about." And then Tonio cuts and he's like, "You did look at her." And then we go back into the regular thing. So she drops something. She goes to pick it up, and I'm like, "Ugh," makes some face. And Jordan gets mad. He's like, "I see you're doing it." You know what I'm saying? And we have this big brawl, but it's called Neighborhood Nitrous. It was just a play on. It was just a play on the show, you know. But I didn't know how to get from shooting us here to a cut where Jordan's talking by himself back to us being here.
It's like any reality TV show. Like
right.
you
You're
got
cutting back.
You got somebody watching the content,
right.
and like, have you seen Ball in the Family?
Yes.
Like exactly that. So they're filming footage. They're running, and then LeVar Ball's back. You know, you see a little shot of him, and he's talking about what he's thinking and what he's thinking is going through these people's minds.
If I had that,
yeah,
I'll have a TV show within 2 years. Right. A late night show. I promise you, the content that I have. Somebody help me with that. I will have a TV show. I'm telling the content is it flows through me. It flows, and I have the right people around me to be able to make that happen. This is my first love.
Yeah.
What you see right here.
Right.
I've always wanted to be an actor in movies. Nobody knows that. But I've always saw myself eventually making it to that platform or having my own show. I like to interview people and ask them, "Scott, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?" Where's one time that we don't know about that Scott was this close to getting arrested? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where was one time when Scott was this close to failing out of college?
Yeah.
Where was one time when Scott was counting quarters for the dollar menu and now he's selling 80 houses a year?
Yeah.
That's
actually reality.
That's reality.
Yeah.
That's the truth, you know. The truth is that I've cried some nights when I've left the donut shop because I don't know how we're going to do it the next day.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're here. And Jordan made a good point. There's very seldom times that I step back from the shop, sit in the shop, and feel blessed for what we have. I'm more so focused into it that I forget that we actually have this business.
Yeah, and my whole mindset as I've went through all that emotion, right, is tomorrow's another day. Nothing's the end of the world. I mean, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm well. People love me.
Right.
Like, you know, whatever you're going through in that donut business, you can start again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's not the end of the world, dude.
Right.
Like, you know, bringing in profit right now, you're not in a profit motive. Like, you're just trying to establish and you're learning. So mistakes are going to happen. You can't beat yourself up.
Right.
You know what the end game is here.
The end game is longevity.
Yeah.
I want my kids to have a summer job at this place.
Yeah.
I want this to be in my family and own it, and for it to continuously run. We may rebrand.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. I know the grandfather legacy thing.
I really.
So like I would tell you to set your corporation up and have, you know, whatever that corporation is, and then have multiple businesses, like the parent company,
right.
You know, and then you got Glazed and Confused, you got your real estate holdings, you got, you know, whatever other business you know you want to put in, you know, William Enterprises LLC, or, you know,
right.
William Enterprises Inc.,
right,
or something like that.
And that's a small test to the man that he is. And I ask everybody, like, continue, like people have seen it, continue to pray, continue, you know, because he's great. The entrepreneur spirit that he has, my granddad had 3 different businesses.
Yeah.
That passed to me.
Yeah.
I've always had it. I just didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
So I want to have multiple things. And really it's because at the end of the day, we've tried.
And that's all that matters. at the end of the day, like you jumping out there, you know, putting yourself in that position to actually make an impact for your families and the community too.
Right.
Like that's invaluable.
And that's why I told Jordan. I said, Jordan, you're in this. I said, we're going to help each other out. It will benefit us, our families. I said, and on top of that, it's not a monetary thing. This is, like you said, this is equity. Yeah. You want that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people we know that have great things going on. And like you said, Scott's already reached out to people and said, let's get a bunch of people together. Let's get $5,000 a piece and let's secure something. We can do this. Yeah. We did it. It's obtainable. We can do it. Let's get people that are in positions, business owners in the area. Let's go buy a building. Let's let it sit. Let's let it mature. And we have one. Now we have two. Now we have three.
That's going to be real, by the way. I'm meeting with a lawyer this week.
Right.
And
I'm in. I'm telling you right now on the camera, Scott's got my 5.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And there might be opportunity. I'm gonna throw out like 4 or 5 different opportunities for people, and then they can pick if they like this investment, if they like this investment. Like they can decide which investment they want to be in.
Right.
So anyway, that we can probably try to fit that in somewhere. You know, piece that in.
Right.
You got someone named George looking to talk to you.
Yeah, he.
Sorry, we probably ran over.
Yeah, we did run over just a little bit. Just tell him that we're wrapping up and that we'll be out in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like if we ever see an opportunity, like y'all can be out. You know, y'all can be regulars. You know, like I've got to bring in. You know, I'm going to probably do this. I'm going to at least do this. Half the year every year. So there's going to be 26 weeks we do it. Maybe take a few weeks off, in between to kind of revamp. And like I said, I'm going to be moving this studio into that office and trying to figure out different ways to. Right. So if you have any ideas, if you're like Scott, hey, you need to talk to this person. Like, hey, this is what's going on in Pulaski. You need to talk about this. Right. You need to put them in their place.
Right.
Like, help me try to find ways to keep this going and this to be a valuable thing for the community. So help me there where I can help you in other ways.
Right. I was thinking maybe we could, get help to set up the thing, but also shoot here. Yeah. I have.
If you want to do Basement Boys or whatever you want to do,
if we can get it back. Yeah. I mean, if I can, and it hasn't gone anywhere. But I want to get Honest Hour going too. This reminds me of Honest Hour. I want the detailed interviews.
Yeah.
More of the mature
stuff.
Yeah.
There's 2 sides.
Yeah.
But what it really,
dude, I was in the floor. I was in the floor.
Right,
and that was some funny stuff.
And what I want, none of that's scripted.
Yeah.
Once we turn the cameras on, we have 2 topics. 30 minutes a topic, you don't know what you're going to get.
And we end up not even talking about the topic.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say.
When Antonio went into the floor.
And you know why we kept that? Is because that is a natural reaction.
Yeah.
If I say something and you fall into the floor laughing, it's good.
Yeah.
We did kind of use adult language, not as much cursing, but I want to say things in a way where you understand.
Yeah.
But I don't have to really tell you, So I think this platform, what you guys have going on, is great. Yeah. I would like to continue to come back and talk about business.
Sure.
If you guys will have us.
We can bring some business people too.
We'll be here.
Like Muhammad.
I have the guy we met with today.
Yeah,
PJ, I know PJ.
Right.
For him to come in and talk about the food truck and what he's trying to do. I've talked to him about business before, so we could definitely do something.
We could bring in Mo, because I've seen Mo when he started just being a barber at somebody else's barbershop, and now he has his own.
Yeah. I had an idea.
I've seen him grow.
I had an idea to have to make fun of the dude that does drivers dine-in or where dives.
Yeah.
You can order the headpiece off Amazon. I was going to be in my old truck, and after you say welcome to Diners, Dives, instead of him taking off forward, I was going to hit it, but I was going to go in reverse. And like, God dang it, pull into the place, and when I come in, there's a lady cooking. And I'm like, who we got here today? Tell us a little about what you're doing. And as she's cooking, I'm making ridiculous comments, and that wind up leading up to her like hitting me or something like that. There's so many ideas we have. We're just trying to get them out. So.
All right. So at the end of these, I need to make sure that we get like a good Instagram picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the fact, maybe we do that little promo about just kind of what we talked about here today, and have something that can lead into people being interested in watching this stuff. So definitely we got to get this picture.
Okay.
Let's see if I think the front of the office, like in front of our Monopoly, our like waiting room type thing, would be the best spot to do it.